Yeah, I just want to say thanks to the fans for coming out. No, it's always a tough dilemma for us to have a practice this close to the game and actually get some serious football looks, but also for the fans, but also do what's right for our team and preparing them through mental preparation through mock games. So appreciate the fans and their support. Like I told them, in 12 days we'll be out here playing for real, and they'll have a lot better picture of who we are. Still got a lot of work to do. Got some position battles left. Still trying to figure out who our punter is going to be, and got several other battles that'll go into really the end of this week, and then we'll start preparing for South Dakota. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Eli, I'm going to assume that quarterback is also one of those positions. I mean, do you anticipate deciding that before game one, or do you know?
I think in the past we announced a starter, and I think right now we're in a situation where it's a continual battle, but we want to let people continue to grow and develop and not have that pressure of, hey, we have to have this decision made at this point. I think it's, this day and age of college football, I think you can very easily see a couple quarterbacks play in the first couple of games and let the play on the field decide it. We got to know a little bit more about some of our other quarterbacks on Friday when we went live with them. Some of the plays that Brady will make when he's live. Same thing with Sam. There's a couple of plays he extends and makes throws down the field that he makes just because he's such a big body. So we'll see both of them, I anticipate, in the first game, and then kind of play it from there.
Coach, you've seen Marcellus Johnson line up in all different types of spots throughout camp. What is his progression been like this fall, and where do you see him fitting in at?
Yeah, I think one of the keys for him, and one of the reasons he chose to kind of take this leap of faith, is to prove to the next level of position flexibility, and that's exactly what he's done for us, being able to play right, left, tackle. He's played both guards in camp. He's been really good at picking up and playing physical, and we really feel like we've got 6 really capable offensive linemen, and we're still pushing to find the other 2. Ultimately we'd like to be able to play with 8 offensive linemen. That'd be the deepest we've ever been since I've been here, but I do think right now we're as deep as we've been, and I think anytime you can play multiple offensive linemen in a game, defenses are doing such a good job of rotating guys. If you can kind of match that with your offensive line, it gives give yourself a chance to kind of stay fresh in the fourth.
The tight end position looked like right now Jordan Harris were out there quite a bit. There was a couple of freshmen you could see getting some early reps.
Yeah, what y'all saw today is who's earned the right on the depth chart to be out there. I think we were primarily 1s and 2s and really the one rotation. So, I anticipate that both Jordan and Brett will play. I thought both of them in our combative series, I thought Jordan had 2 really good catches and continues to show physicality in the blocking game. And so, yeah, I anticipate those guys playing early and contributing, having a significant role in our football team.
Eli, on the defense, Chad and JC limited throughout camp. Just what's their status going to be for game 1?
Yeah, I anticipate JC will be back full go, ready to go. He is really recovered well and has done an excellent job with his rehab and treatment. So I anticipate hopefully by the time we start game prep week, which really begins for us Thursday, I think he'll be a full participant. Chad's still working his way back through a soft tissue injury that just hasn't quite got to where he's comfortable. So it's kind of a wait and see approach. We're working as hard as we can. I know he's working as hard as he can. I think he's frustrated with it, but you got to trust the process and you got to trust your body.
Is that, if you're without Chad for a while, is that Damian Wilson? Is that who you look to right now, and how's he looked in camp?
Yeah, Damian played, I think, the entire game versus Georgia last year in Florida, so he's got plenty of experience. He's gotten better and better with his reps. Obviously, we've got some other guys, Tristan. We slid over Tyron to the Mike position a little bit during fall camp too, just to see if we could get a little bit more speed on the field. So I anticipate that we've got a lot of different options that we'll consider.
Coach, how do you expect to see Johnny Walker contribute, and what have you seen from the development of the defensive end of your group?
Yeah, Johnny got kind of had a sack against Arkansas last year, and then started in the bowl game. I really think that confidence is kind of just progressed him on the right path. He had an outstanding spring and has really earned his starting position, and anticipate that he'll take the first snap at defensive end. He's got competition, with Niles and Joe, but he's done everything that we've asked him to do as far as gaining weight, understanding the defense, creating pass rush. So I'm excited to see what kind of season he's going to have for us.
Coach, Brady Cook was pretty confident about his camp performance. What do you think he did well this camp, and what does he still need to work on if he wants to be the starter?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he did a nice job being efficient throwing the football. Obviously, his leadership capabilities to be voted on as team captain by his teammates. He's really steady, knows the offense, digest plays, is a smart, disciplined decision maker. We're continuing to improve our third down efficiency. Tonight in BPU, I think he was 0 for 2. And so we got to continue to improve that. He took the flat there off a hot route, and they kind of had a safety sitting. We got to see that and anticipate that. Either throw the flag, or we got to get it back to the under so that we can run for the first down. So just continuing to build on that stuff. I think that will show up more when we get into a game plan specific. But that to me is continually the thing that we got to improve.
I know you're pretty excited about the wide receiver group at the beginning of the camp. Is that?
I was pretty down on him at the beginning of camp out there blocking, but keep going with the question.
Is that proving as deep in the pass catching games as you thought?
Yeah, I mean, I thought those guys had really come a long way. There was a few freshmen tonight that I didn't think responded as well as they needed to, with understanding the intensity of what a game day environment's going to be. But they have performed pretty well in camp. I anticipate those guys getting some early playing time. But it becomes a pressure-packed situation when there's 63,000 fans in the stands, and there's very little margin for error. And so, until we see those guys in those situations, we're still, I feel very confident about our top 5, but we need to be about 7 deep.
Could be wrong, but I don't think I've seen. It's possible. I don't think I've seen Peanut Houston the last couple days. Is he all right? Everything?
Yeah, Peanut's got a soft tissue injury that he tried to fight through, and it's just the recommendation of the doc to shut him down for I think 4 or 5 days. So should be progressing back on Tuesday. Don't see it being anything more than just rest and precautionary.
You said Isaac Thompson at the beginning of the camp would miss all of camp. What's his status going forward?
Well, Isaac made an appearance tonight, and he had surgery. He'll miss the rest of the season. Disappointed for him. He really fought back, and I felt like I had an opportunity to really push, find some opportunities, whether it was in our Prowler package and on special teams. But unfortunate part of the game. Injuries are, but I know he'll respond the right way. He's got a great smile on his face, and so he knows how to attack it and what it's going to take.
Eli, your duties kind of transitioned a little bit with the addition of Kirby Moore into the offense and everything like that. What does that transition kind of look like for you during fall camp? And how have you kind of seen yourself grow from last year to this year kind of as coach and just in those types of areas?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a little bit less involvement in the day-to-day offense and planning and scripting and doing some of those things that free me up to be more involved in special teams, maybe even more involved in analyzing some things on the defensive side of the ball, preparing for team meetings in a different way and delivering different messages. So I've kind of embraced that. Really have enjoyed being in special teams and trying to emphasize, Coach Baker and I are leading the Sharks team, which is our kickoff team, and that's been a lot of fun to take ownership of that and make sure that we're covering kicks the right way. And not, it's been better that I'm not always, in the past, it was really the defense against, me and the offense, and now I'm just kind of like Switzerland, I'm just a neutral observer, and so I can cheer for both sides. And like I told Kirby after the first scrimmage, he's all nervous because however it goes, he's going to, if it goes good, he's going to be fine. If it goes bad, he's going to be upset. If offense did good, I was going to be great. If defense did good, I was going to be great. So it was a little bit relaxing there.
Time for a couple more guys.
How do you feel about Jamal Roberts? It's been a lot about him and what he can do.
Yeah, Jamal's had an outstanding camp. He's proven a valuable asset with the ball in his hands. He's had some dynamic runs. But, you know, again, with all of those guys, I hope they'll learn from tonight that the intensity required to play is 60-minute focused concentration. You can't go through the motions. And you know, we had a 2-minute drive there at the end of the game, and you know, he wasn't full speed. Brady tried to hit him on a check down. He wasn't ready, didn't have his eyes back around. Like, it can't happen. And, you know, I think that's the challenge for the younger guys, is understanding 60 minutes of complete concentration and focus. And it's for real in front of 64,000 people, man. It's for real, and all eyes on TV. Like, there's no margin for error. There's no plays off. And you know, that's what these younger guys have got to continue to learn. That you can't just be a flash in the pan. You got to be consistent.
Between Cody Schrader and Nate P, is there anyone that you think you'll turn to more often in the season, or are they going to pretty?
I think it's whoever's going to have the hot hand is going to be the guy that continually gets the carries.